Welcome to the first episode here of the 90th minute. We're just a new kind of podcast show kind of thing, talking about the week in European soccer. We're a review show per se.
We like to talk about what happened in the world of football, whatever happened on the weekend or weekday. We like talking about the game. No discrimination here.
Yeah.
We love all countries here.
And we get our own personal opinions on people, players, games, that kind of thing. Woz is very opinionated.
At times.
So let's just introduce ourselves to everyone here who is listening to us for the first time.
Yeah.
So my name is Lucas. I'm from Canada, obviously, as all of these guys are. A little bit of a different background to Liam, but similar to my other friend Woz.
Well, hello there.
Yeah, that's Woz.
Yes, hello.
He's a Manchester United supporter. He's a Liverpool supporter. The two of them kind of butt heads from time to time. I'm Liam, Celtic supporter. If anyone's from Scotland, you know what that is.
He's more of a neutral in the sense of the rest of Europe.
Exactly, yeah.
So he's good even head.
Yeah, kind of level headed, kind of not. Yeah, but we're just here to kind of cover the week and get our opinions on it and talk about the games and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you want to contact the show, contact us. We'll leave our social medias in the description of the podcast or video, whatever you're listening to this to.
Yeah, we'll try to be on YouTube, on iTunes, all different kind of platforms. All feedback is more than welcome because we're starting this as our first show. So yeah, try and let us know what you would like to see, what you like to hear, what conversations you want us to have or topics to cover, and we will try to do our best for the next weeks to come.
The shows, like amount of shows we want to do in a week, 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah, a couple a week, yeah.
Like definitely one after the weekend games are done, so we recap what happened during the weekend or even weekday. And then we'd like to do another show week, and this can range from like something crazy happening, like let's say Wenger's replacement is signed. Yeah. So we can talk about this new manager that's coming in. Or
breaking news from the 90th minute.
Yeah, well, a little background on us here. We started off a radio show on a local university channel.
College Radio, nr92.com.
Yeah, we did a few shows on there. It was actually a pretty good success. And then we just wanted to transfer it here and do our own kind of thing. We're looking forward to definitely the summer with the World Cup and everything, and we're looking forward to covering all of that and see what we can do for you guys.
So I've yet to introduce myself, I guess. So
Oh yeah, well, we should finish that. Yeah.
I mean, my name is Woz. I think everybody kind of just goes by that name. My first name is actually Matthew, but I don't really hear that as often. No. So I just go with Woz, and people call me that since high school. So
kind of similar to me. My first name is Liam, but everyone just calls me Peace. I mean,
I'm just like these guys, very passionate about the game and just like discussing it. And
we've all played for years. So we're all
been involved in some capacity.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Although like Liam and I wear glasses, we actually play soccer.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of fat.
I had a FIFA addiction for quite a while. But with how the game is nowadays, not so much. But
but so since we're all have different perspectives in the game and we're fans of different teams, well, let's talk about like our favorite memory of our club. So Woz, what's your favorite memory as a Manchester United fan?
I'll probably go with Ferguson's retirement. That was bittersweet. So. I mean, I've been a United fan. I've been a fan of the game since maybe 2012. So I'm still relatively young in the world of football. But I've been paying very close attention, and it still sticks out as my favorite memory.
Lucas?
So this is a tough one for me because I started watching football in 2004 at the Euros, and then I just became a Liverpool fan after watching them on TV for the first time. I just liked their name. They were playing against Middlesbrough. I just thought the name Liverpool was cool, so I became a fan of them and surprisingly learned quite quickly about them. I don't remember the 2005 Champions League final as well because finding where to watch the games were really hard. Yeah. Especially at that time. So really, and then I kind of briefly remember the 2007 final when Dirk Kuyt scored late, but we still lost.
Yeah.
But I definitely, best memory, I don't know, the 2013-14 season was such a good season. It was such good football being played under Brendan Rodgers.
I'm sure this season's right up there for memories for you as well. Yeah.
If Liverpool do win the Champions League this season, then
that'll take first spot
for sure.
Yeah. As a Celtic fan, definitely my best memory is when we beat Barcelona in the Champions League 2-1. I remember watching it at school and just losing my mind. You know, my dad was a Celtic supporter, still is, so it's kind of a family thing. Been to lots of games live. Beating Barcelona 2-1 in the Champions League was the pinnacle for a Celtic European night, you know.
I mean, for me, I started out with like international football, so I've been supporting the Polish team because background.
Oh yeah, we should mention that. So Woz and I are both.
Polish. So I've been supporting the Polish team probably since maybe 2006, 2008. But I think my favorite memory from either that is either Lewandowski's opening goal in the Euros or when we beat Germany in 2014.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, God.
In terms of national highlights, Scotland has not been that great. We did probably the best one was when we were for about 5 minutes beating England. 2 free kicks from Celtic's Lee Griffiths. That was pretty good. Then we ended up losing. So I mean, there's that. But international and Scotland just do not mix well for the past little bit.
Yeah, Poland like similar with Woz, I guess. But I don't know. My favorite memory, I don't know. 2006 World Cup wasn't that great.
No.
2008 Euros was not good either.
No.
2012 Euros was disappointing in the end.
I remember for the 2012 Euros, I skipped a day of school for the first day because I was very excited for that tournament.
Yeah,
Lewandowski scored their opening goal. I just lost my mind. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's something. There's something so special with, you know, that pride you feel for your country and seeing that goal get scored.
For me, it's like Poland national team and then Man United.
Fair enough.
So with the World Cup less than 50 days away.
Yeah, very excited.
Up,
unfortunately, your country's because you're also Italian.
Yeah, my mom's Italian, and that was a fail right there. I don't support the Italian national team as much. I don't have as much connection with Italy.
Makes sense.
My heart is definitely in Scotland, kind of thing. So. Yeah, unfortunately, no World Cup team for me, but I'll be watching very intensely for sure.
Yeah, wasn't there pure Polish parents, born in Poland, immigrated to Canada.
Yeah.
So we, funnily enough,
the question is, do we support the Canadian national team in some capacity?
In some capacity, of course.
Yeah, I do. I want them to do well, but sometimes it's hard to catch the games.
You know, I think we all want the Canadian national team to do well and to become like a legit contender, but I don't see it happening for
personally.
I'm
very excited for the Canadian Premier League and whatnot, and the potential it has. So
and there's some big changes coming to.
It's good for
the game in Canada.
Yeah, for sure.
Even here in Edmonton, with new facilities being built, not too far from here, it's Canada's largest indoor soccer field being built. So that'll be a good facility to have.
Is it the Scottish Fields?
It is the Scottish Fields. Yeah. They're bubbling and everything. Yeah. It'll be cool.
All right, so let's move on to let's talk about like European football this season. What's been like you guys mostly watch the Premier League, right?
Yes,
mostly. Yeah.
But you do from time to time watch other leagues.
Of course,
I pay attention. Yes.
So, what's been your favorite match this season? I guess.
Like throughout Europe and Premier League.
Well, yeah.
Okay, for me. The Man City United game. That was
a good one. Yeah.
My favorite. Oh.
Yeah.
For me, I really enjoyed when, obviously Liverpool beating Man City in the Champions League, but that first time we beat Man City, ending their undefeated streak in the Premier League, just felt so good. Like, I think many neutrals and non-Manchester City fans didn't want them to win that match, because. Especially Arsenal fans who had that invincible record, but Liverpool ended that record.
Yeah.
But also another match I really liked, like Napoli-Juventus, even though that game ended 1-0, it was such a tense game.
Yeah, well.
And that ending from Koulibaly's header was so good, you'd think,
Koulibaly.
I thought that was the time Napoli's going to win the title, but obviously next week.
I guess I'll go with Real Madrid-Juventus in the second leg.
For Champions League?
Yeah.
I think if I was going to pick one game in all of Europe as my favorite, it was the 5-0 Celtic win over Rangers. That was a really good one. But I think if I was going to do a Premier League one, I would also do Liverpool Man City. I thought that was a really fun game to watch.
The Manchester Derby is insane.
That was also a good one, So we were talking about Europeans here. If you were to pick your favorite player of all time to play in Europe, probably, Who would that be?
I'll go with Robert Lewandowski. You know, he's everything I've
Of
always
all time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of like, I've been following the game since maybe 2011, 2012.
enough,
so,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, he's everything I kind of always dreamt of being, like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
That god tier striker playing for the national team, being the hero. It's like, oh, so yeah.
Lucas?
It's got to be Steven Gerrard for me. I have him back in my shirt.
Yeah.
So, as I don't know if you guys know, today's the Champions League semifinal. Liverpool play Roma, so that's why I'm wearing the kit.
We can preview that in a little bit here.
But yeah, so I'm really happy about Steven Gerrard's career. Unfortunately, he never won a league title, but he brought so many memories for me as a football fan. And sometimes I just wish that he was still able to play under Jurgen Klopp.
Now this is just my opinion, but I would rather win the Champions League than the Premier League. So
it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is tough. I think as an English player, you work your entire life to win the league in the country. You never achieve that, which is unfortunate. But he did do it on the international.
Well, you never know. Maybe
European
Gerrard can do it in managerial career. So
not with Rangers, but sure.
No, but
I think my favorite player of all time would have to be Scott Brown, the Celtic captain. I love his intensity, and every game he goes out there to fight, and he doesn't care if he gets tackled or anything. Like he just puts his head down and he goes. That's how I always used to play.
You don't really see players like that nowadays.
No, he's
maybe Vidal, Casemiro, but
I think those players are. They like the technical side a bit more.
Yeah.
Scott Brown's just a warrior. He's not dirty, but he's just so tough in his challenges.
There's no Roy Keane or
more of a Roy Keane kind of thing. Yeah.
And if you see our podcast art cover, I kind of designed Liam, the red hair guy.
Yeah.
I designed him around Scott Brown. So.
Oh, not bad. Cool.
Obviously, because I knew that's one of his favorite players.
Yeah, I just love his intensity.
Well,
so
why
good.
Why did you pick me as the referee?
You told me you wanted to be the referee.
Oh, I mean, I feel like it was like I always have an issue with referees.
Yeah.
So it seems like yes.
So you're not a fan of referees.
No, there's two referees I'm not a fan of. We'll get into detail later.
And I was the goalie in the cover art because that was the last choice.
Yeah.
So since this is the preview episode, so I don't know if the first episode will be out at the same time as this or not. We'll see.
Yeah, see what happens.
But let's talk about the Real Madrid Bayern game.
Yeah.
What a game that was yesterday.
That was a crazy game. I didn't think it was a great game to watch. It was a scrappy game at times.
Yeah.
I thought both teams were not at their best, but it was a good game to watch.
I think from a neutral perspective, great game to watch.
Probably, yeah.
I know, Woz, you were.
I was rooting for Bayern just because I wanted to see, Lewandowski win the Champions League, but he obviously did not have the greatest of performances.
I love that Lewandowski and Hummels left Dortmund to win the Champions League, and the only final they've been in was with Dortmund.
Robert, he's obviously my favorite player, but I've been kind of disappointed in his.
He was not good yesterday. Yeah. He was not good.
So,
but then again, Ronaldo was not good either.
I mean, I feel like these are topics to be discussed for later, but.
I mean,
right now let's discuss the match and how.
Well, I think let's talk about Real Madrid. I think in the last few stages they were dependent on Ronaldo to get wins. This tie against Bayern, they did not need him to get a win, which I think as a Real Madrid fan would be a positive sign. They weren't relying on him.
To be fair for Bayern, they were missing some key players due to injury.
Their midfield was not their starting midfield.
A lot of people are obviously going to blame Ulreich for the loss.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it was a very bad moment for him.
Yeah. So I mean, mentally, the guy's probably going through hell.
Yeah.
But he plays. I've heard he plays very well in the Bundesliga. I have not caught much of that, but
he was kind of iffy in the beginning with Ancelotti, but later in the season, he was fine. He's no Manuel Neuer, obviously.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
he's a solid goalkeeper. I think he used to play for Stuttgart.
Yeah.
And
I think in the Bundesliga he can afford to get away with a mistake here.
Yeah, but
at that top level, you can't afford to have any mistakes.
I mean, if I'm Ulreich, I'm gonna see, hey, can I get a move away from here for now? Just loan me out, or
Why would you get loaned out when you were starting goalie for?
Yeah, I mean, but when Neuer comes back, when is he ever gonna play?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Neuer's been out for the whole season.
Yeah.
He'll be back for the World Cup though, so we'll see how he does then.
Once we preview the World Cup, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all the major teams and their starting 11s.
But I mean, that semifinal, it speaks volume to Bayern. Why can't they get it done on the semifinal? They make it so far, and then they just kind of.
Is it the 5th year in a row?
5th, yeah, around there, yeah. And that's not even it. Like, I remember 2012, they lost to Real Madrid in the semifinal.
And then the year after, they made
Yeah.
the final.
Is it that they're not good enough, or is it that the teams they're coming up against are just
A little
more
bit.
qualified for European games?
I think that's it, honestly, because.
The thing is, like, before Bayern Munich won the treble, I think they lost, like, 2 Champions League finals in a row.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
lost to Inter, they lost to Chelsea in the Champions League final, and then they finally won it. But then now it's getting worse. They're just semi-final losses.
Yeah.
Which is a little unfortunate. Some bad luck, obviously.
And their squads have been a lot better than those ones as well, I'd say.
I don't think the current team they have is their best team.
No, but
I think their team that they have right now is a Pep Guardiola team. It's not a Bayern Munich full team, you know? I don't like how they tried to play.
I don't think their
Guardiola.
midfield has been their strongest in years. You know, their wingers have been a little bit, digressing.
Yeah, Robin and Ribery, unfortunately,
their
they're getting
defense has
older.
been very strong. There was just injuries recently.
Yeah, both Kings had multiple injuries over the last few years.
And missing Manuel Neuer as that sweeper goalie really affects him. So I watched them there. The ball came to Ulreich, and Hummels expected him to come out and collect it and make a pass off, but he just waited in his box instead.
I mean,
when Manuel Neuer would have been out there.
If you compare Bayern's midfield to Real Madrid, it's like Madrid has a miles better.
But I don't think Bayern Munich. I think if you put Bayern Munich starting midfield with Arturo Vidal, Kingsley Coman, Robin, Ribery, I think that is a strong midfield
but
as well.
I'm comparing just the match yesterday. Like you have Cruz and Modric compared to Tolisso and Thiago. Thiago's phenomenal, but
I don't know. To be fair to Bayern, they played really well.
Yeah,
they were unlucky to get eliminated.
James
thought it was a
Rodriguez
very
was
good
really
match.
good.
Yeah.
I really liked him over both legs. I saw a side of him that I don't think I've seen in Europe for a long time. Defending and tracking back.
well, he's trying to prove a point to Real Madrid.
And he scored. He got
he's
that
doing
goal.
well.
I think he should have celebrated.
I
100%.
think a lot of people would agree with you.
If Zidane doesn't want you and you just scored a goal, you give him that stick. You make
I don't
him,
think it's just the fact Zidane doesn't want him. It's just like there's so much competition in
there
that
is,
Real Madrid
unfortunately,
midfield.
yeah.
It's like
And Real Madrid, they did enough. I don't think they're the strongest.
No.
They're definitely a lot better last season in the Champions League. But they have been playing the best teams overall.
Yeah,
beat
they have.
PSG, beat Juve, now they beat Bayern, champions of 3 different countries.
And that's the thing with Bayern. They're not really having that challenge in the Champions League or even in the league. Because you beat the second best team in Bundesliga 6-0.
They had PSG in their group and they lost to them at home and then they beat them. They lost away and they beat them at home.
Yeah.
Sorry. So it shows they could beat a major European team like PSG, but they just couldn't do it against Madrid. I guess Madrid's at one step higher than PSG.
Like Madrid, they won the last 2 finals, 3 of the last 4 years.
If they win this tournament, I think you'd have to say that they are the greatest team of all time. 3 in a row in this era.
Yeah,
in this era.
2 in a row has never been done.
No.
3 in a row.
I remember when Barca won in 2015, and people were touting them as the greatest European team of all time.
They were fantastic.
They
couldn't do it again.
Yeah. This is 3 in a row, potentially 3 in a row, but
you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
because Real Madrid, they're obviously struggling in the league, but they're up for it in the Champions League, and their potential opponents, they're both not first place in their respective
that's
leagues.
true. Yeah,
but they're competing.
They're doing well in Europe. Yeah,
but I mean, I'm just gonna say this now. I feel like Liverpool is playing the best football in all of Europe. Just recently,
they're playing most exciting.
They have the best form, I'd say, but.
The Real Madrid front 3, Ronaldo's been good. He always has been. Bale is not in form, not in favor. And Benzema is not good enough, but he scored 2 yesterday.
Yeah, I mean.
So, does that make him favorite to start now, or where does he stand? People have always said Benzema should, be traded away. He just scored you 2 goals in a European semifinal.
It's crazy how things can happen. One day you're most hated player in the world. Next day your fans love you.
Well, because Ronaldo did not do the business. He had 14 touches in the first half. That was less than both goalkeepers. So he had a terrible game. He actually had a terrible leg both games. So good for Benzema for stepping up, but I think it kind of shows that the Real Madrid fans might be a bit flaky on their
I
support.
mean,
of
I
players.
feel like Real Madrid fans are just kind of never happy.
They're spoiled. They're so spoiled.
So it's a shame, but
you know, you go week in and week out to watch this team,
mm-hmm.
and you are seeing just superstars.
Yeah, you
have such high
Cristiano
expectations.
Ronaldo,
Yeah.
like, if Ronaldo doesn't score, they're mad. It's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, like, see, Ronaldo didn't play well in these two leagues, but he had supporting cast that
Mm-hmm.
stepped up.
Exactly.
But with, let's say, like Barcelona with Messi in their this disaster class against Roma, Messi didn't have his best game, but none of his teammates stepped up.
Yeah, no, Suarez didn't take the slack.
It shows that how good the depth in Real Madrid as well. That they don't always have to rely on Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Oh, like I guess in Champions League, league season's been odd. Like,
yeah, this has not been a good year for them in La Liga. Do you think if Zidane still does not win the Champions League, his job will be called into question?
Honestly, if Florentino Perez wasn't the president, it'd be insane to sack him.
Yeah,
but because he is, that question's always there, right?
Yeah, because Florentino Perez sacked a manager before after he won the league title.
Yeah.
Because they wanted a breath of fresh air. I think that was why.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, why would that happen? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there over the summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of managerial changes is going to happen throughout Europe.
There'll be a lot of player changes, I feel, as well. I think there'll be some big names moving.
Now, there was something about the Bayern and Real Madrid game that got pulled into question. It was the officiating.
Oh, yes.
So a lot of people found that a little controversial because there was a evident handball in the box.
Yeah,
for
Marcelo,
Bayern.
Marcelo admitted it too. He said, "Yeah, I hit my hand. It was probably a penalty."
Yeah, because his arm was out. So I think it was a penalty. But the referee didn't have a clear view. It should have been the linesman who flagged
or
for
even
it.
like the goal line.
Yeah.
Those guys are so useless. I can't stand those guys.
I don't like focusing too much of it on the referee and the officiating because obviously Real Madrid played very well throughout the whole game. Their defense was phenomenal. Yeah. But it's like now here comes a conspiracy theorist. It's like, oh, are Real Madrid paying these refs?
UEFA Madrid.
Yeah, basically.
I don't think it's that they're paying the referees. I think it's just that UEFA wants them to almost succeed. I think they like having that dynasty kind of thing.
Yeah,
they like having the poster boys.
But now there's that conspiracy with Real Madrid. I mean, There's also like controversy with Barca too when they were on the run.
There was always people talking about UEFA loan. So like I don't know.
It's very. I mean, you can't really go in too depth into it because you're never gonna get an answer.
No, I think there will always be controversy. Yeah. Because people are always gonna be sore winners or something like that.
People can go like super in depth into these conspiracies, but you're never gonna get an answer. UEFA's never gonna come out. Oh yeah, we did this.
Of course not.
Nothing like
because I don't think it is real. I think
there's no point in going so in depth into these conspiracies. So.
You're just slamming the table in anger.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying it's kind of just silly. Like, just focus on the game. Yeah. Focus on the beautiful game. What's being played, not the referee. Like, yes, they make controversial decisions, but.
Well, let's remember these are the greatest players.
Yeah.
They're moving at the fastest speed, being the most, the smoothest they can be. The referee has to keep up with the entire play. It's so tough on them.
Yeah. Maybe one day, one episode we'll talk about VAR and that should be implemented, but we'll leave that for another day. But honestly, Bayern had more than enough chances to win that game, to win that tie.
Oh, no doubt.
Both legs, they had more than enough chances.
If you lose at home, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah. I feel like Keylor Navas doesn't get enough credit. Like he played very well.
Sometimes he makes just some odd mistakes, but then sometimes he makes some incredible saves.
Yeah, I think.
Let me say this to you as a United fan. David De Gea in net for Real Madrid makes him by far the greatest team in Europe.
Yeah.
By far.
But Jose said he's not leaving, so.
Well, let's see what happens in the summer.
I hope not.
No, but I agree with you, Lucas. They had more than enough chances at home, more than enough in Madrid. Lewandowski was not clinical enough. He was not good. Muller seemed a bit off the pace. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah.
Ribery and James were their best players. They controlled the game. But they took off James Rodriguez in the 70th minute.
Kimmich played pretty well as well.
Kimmich was good.
Yeah, I got 2 goals. Surprising.
Yeah.
Actually, who also played pretty well? Sewell, the center back.
He was okay.
I apologize if I butchered that name.
He is so slow.
I know.
I watched him running back one time. Oh man, he's
a very good playmaker. I noticed.
That cross was brilliant.
He just made a run down the wing. Get this man in the midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very slow, but I think he's a good center back. So
He wasn't too bad.
got good potential. Very, very raw talent there. So
Yeah, he was good for Hoffenheim last season.
Mhm.
Definitely a really good passer of the ball. And
Yeah.
he's a great defender, really strong as well.
Mats Hummels was not great.
No, his passing was off in the first
And
game,
he
especially.
he missed that header right at the 89th minute.
Oh, yeah.
That he had a clear header on net and he skied it off wide right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't feel like he was that good either.
I felt the Bayern Munich key players were not up to the level of the Real Madrid key
oh
players.
yeah, no way.
So I
mean,
don't think
Sergio Ramos played great. Marcelo played great. It's like
I'm not a fan of Sergio Ramos, but yeah, he was good.
I think Real Madrid, they do have the best defense in Europe, no doubt about that.
Yeah,
Arguably, but yeah, I don't know.
I'd say it's tough to say. I don't know. It's hard to see what's the best defense in Europe.
Because it depends what you consider a good defense. If you consider Marcelo running up the wing a good defense, then you would go with that. Or if you like Chiellini staying at the back and just being a rock, well then you would say Juventus.
I mean,
I don't feel Real Madrid is the best defense because they concede so many chances.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think they're the best.
I think in Champions League they're really good, but then you gotta look at the league. And
Well, they still let a lot of chances happen.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Bayern were just getting stopped and weren't able to get into the box or anything.
Yeah, Bayern just couldn't finish. I think the Real Madrid defense was better a few years ago, but they're not my favorite defense in Europe.
Like, who did even play right back yesterday? Was it Vasquez?
It was Lucas Vasquez starting, and then they moved him up to right midfield because he was getting torn apart by Alaba and Ribery.
Because Carl Hall's missing for now.
Yeah.
I think he'll probably be back for the final.
I'd assume so.
But like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tough to see. Well, because like in the first leg, or no, it was in the Juve game. Carvajal was getting taken advantage of by Mandzukic.
Yeah.
I mean, they do without a doubt have the best midfield in Europe. I feel.
Again, I disagree.
Yeah.
Who would you say is better midfield?
Not a team, but players. Because I'm not a huge fan of Luka Modric. I know you love him more than anything.
He's a beautiful midfielder.
I don't.
Controversial.
I think he is a great ball player. I think he's great in possession. I don't like him defensively.
I just think him and Toni Kroos work so well together.
Of course they do.
Instrumental.
They've won Champions League. But no, I'm not. I would not have Modric in my starting 11.
Well, we'll one day have that.
Well, yeah, we'll discuss that later.
Yeah.
We're talking about what we have a lot of ideas for this show.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. We're really excited about this.
I mean,
if you haven't
right now we have a Champions League semifinal in just in an hour. So should we discuss a little bit about that?
We can preview it if you want.
Yeah, it'll probably be a bit late because once this is out, the game will be done.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about it briefly because it is the preview episode.
Let's just get your opinion on it.
Yeah, as a Liverpool supporter.
So, you go there 5-2 at home in Anfield.
Yeah.
What did you take away from that match?
So, I rewatched the first half yesterday. I didn't get a chance to watch the second half again. So, where I told Roma were really good in the first 20 minutes. I don't know, the Oxlade injury kind of affected Liverpool a little. But once Liverpool figured out, like, Roma's weakness was once Van Dijk did a long ball over the top and Salah got into a break, chances started to fly in. Mane got 2 chances, like, back to back. Then Salah got another chance, and just all these chances were happening. And
Mane should have had a hat trick in that game.
yeah, he should have been.
What I found interesting was in the first 20 minutes, like you said, the Roma midfield was controlling the game. All Liverpool did was take them out of the equation.
Yeah.
They went from defense straight to attack.
Yeah, they were pressuring them like
right over top.
I think the commentary is saying they were Liverpooling Liverpool.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. But I think Liverpool they adjusted and they played it perfectly, at least for 40 minutes there from the first to second half.
Yeah, like until when Salah came
off the field.
Which,
yeah.
I don't know. I think Roma's goals, like Roma were terrible. Honestly,
going forward they were nothing special. Yeah.
Like the difference with this game and their game where they lost to Barca, they were actually good against Barcelona. They were unlucky to lose by 3 goals. This game, you could see them losing by 5 goals easily.
I think honestly Liverpool should have had more than 5.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that Roma got those 2 goals back, but I feel with a 3-goal advantage they should be okay.
Yeah, because Liverpool aren't gonna sit back like Barcelona did in the second leg.
Liverpool will score.
Yeah.
It's can Roma score more?
Yeah,
And I don't see it happening.
I saw maybe you can get the lineups out because they probably just came out 10 minutes ago.
Let's see.
But it is really interesting. Roma, they're missing some players. I know Struman is injured. Perotti, who scored their penalty and was really good when he came on, he's injured as well.
I can give you the lineups right here. So Roma's playing a 4-3-3.
Okay, that's what I saw.
Allison's in net. Florenzi, Manolas, Fazio, and Kolarov make the back four.
So it's Fazio and Manolas.
Pardon?
Fazio and Manolas. Fazio and Manolas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the center backs. Yeah, sorry. Across the middle is Valo.
Wait, what was that?
Lorenzo Valo.
I thought they were gonna play Lorenzo Pellegrini. That's it. I've never heard of that guy.
Looks like a
Lorenzo Valo.
That might be actually Lorenzo Pellegrini. Just messed up the name there.
yeah.
Oh, he's an under 21 Italian
Yeah,
guy.
that's Pellegrini. I think they just messed
19
up
years old.
Yeah. Anyways, move on to the rest of the video.
Okay, and then it's Daniel De Rossi in the middle with Nangolan on the left, and then up top is Patrick Schick, Dzeko, and Stefan El Sharari.
Okay, so they're probably going to be matching Liverpool's formation, which because Liverpool also play a 4-3-3, you'll probably get that lineup out. In a
The
second.
Liverpool 4-3-3. Karius is in net. Trent Alexander-Arnold right back. Lovren Van Dijk center backs, and Andrew Robertson left back.
Good.
Wijnaldum, Henderson, and Milner across the middle.
That's the only options they have.
And then Salah, Firmino, Mane.
Okay, so
The
exactly
exact
what I
same,
expected.
yeah. Like you said there, that's the only midfielders they have.
Yeah.
Who's on the bench for Liverpool?
Moreno, Clavin, Klein, Danny Ings, Solanke, and Ben Woodburn.
Okay.
Oh, Ben Woodburn.
Yeah.
No
Good
midfield.
young player.
Woodburn
but-
could possibly play midfield, but he's more of an attacker.
Alexander Arnold could go. If
Yeah,
need
he could
be.
go there,
And
and
then
then
Nathaniel
Klein
Klein could come in.
Obviously.
The only issue I see is Van Dijk and Milner on yellow cards.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Wow.
Either one of those are missing, boy, you're in trouble for that final.
Yeah. I'm sure Van Dijk will be careful.
Yeah.
He'll probably be more
I
careful.
love
Smart
Virgil
center
Van
back.
Dijk.
He's really good.
I remember watching him play for Celtic, and that man was, for a 6'3" or whatever, however tall he is so elegant
Lucas,
on the
would
ball.
you say he's world class center back, or is he
Yes.
just he's
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Like
So-
once he came into the once he came into the Liverpool side, just the defense transformed. Like they were playing much better.
You have exactly what United are missing.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. If he was in United jersey, you guys would be so
I know,
solid in the back. Yeah.
Plus, we can't
Stop hitting the table.
I apologize. Jeez. It's like I like touching things.
Yeah, but no. I think Van Dijk back there is brilliant. I saw him playing for Celtic, and he was so good winning the ball, driving forward through the midfield, and then making that pass through. He was fantastic, and he's doing it for Liverpool.
Honestly, as long as Liverpool don't concede a goal in the first 15 minutes, this should be a breeze for them. But you never know. Like they conceded in the second minute against Manchester City,
And they came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know. Liverpool still haven't lost in this competition, so I'm not worried. I think they'll be fine. Our attack is really good, even if one player is off, another player will be on.
Yeah, it's like the Roma coach said in his pre-match interview. Even if you put 3 players marking Salah, he has to worry about 2 other people then.
Yeah.
It's like Firmino. He also got 2 goals and 2 assists last game.
Yeah.
He was brilliant.
Yeah, Firmino has arguably been the most influential Liverpool
I mean, that
player.
just says a lot about Liverpool's attack. Like they work very well together.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
fantastic. And they have Naby Keita coming in.
Oh my.
Where does he slot in?
Well, our midfield's not that great.
Will he
Yeah.
play in the right-handed midfield, do you think?
He's going to be more of I think, kind of player who drives the ball forward, does what a lot of Liverpool players don't, and like make passes forward.
Would you have him and Oxlade-Chamberlain playing as your wings? So those are 2 very driving players.
It depends. Like I think Liverpool, they need a number 6. So I've heard rumors of Ruben Neves, who plays for Wolves.
Yeah.
He'd be a good player to receive the ball from defense and dictate the play.
That's not Jordan Henderson?
No, Henderson doesn't take
Wins
risks.
the ball? You think he just wins the ball? Yeah.
He doesn't take enough risks. Sometimes it seems like he's just padding his stats.
Is there a place for Jordan Henderson in your starting 11 next season?
Yeah, I think so. Like maybe more advanced role, maybe off the bench. I don't know.
The problem is, there's arguably not enough room in the front six for Liverpool for the players that they want to have. They need to go to a back three.
No.
So they
that's
have
fine.
another one
4-3-3
going
is
forward.
perfect for Klopp.
3-4-3. Let's go forward. Let's go score goals.
Yeah, there hasn't been too much success with 3-4-3
Yes.
this season.
But then again, you didn't have Van Dijk at that time.
Yeah, well, he's our before. I only think the only other good center back at Liverpool is Matip.
Yeah.
He's been a little inconsistent this year.
Well, you could have Van Dijk, Arnold, and Robertson.
That doesn't really work.
Of course it does, Lucas. Everything works.
You need 3 actual center backs.
You need to go score
Yeah.
goals.
Arnold and
Yeah.
Robertson would be wing backs. in
Go
that
score
formation.
goals.
Liam, we understand you're a very offensive man, but
Let's go score.
Sometimes there needs to be defense.
If you want to score 5 against
there
us, we'll
needs to be
score
balance.
6.
Balance must be maintained.
No, never. Never.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll look back at this
Yeah,
pockets and
definitely.
see if we're right about this. But
Well,
what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen? In
Yeah,
this
what do
game?
you think the score prediction is going to be and everything?
I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool just because it's an away game. It's gonna be very tight, compact. So
Lucas?
I think we'll win. I think we'll probably concede because Lover might make mistakes.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding, but maybe. But we'll probably win 3-1. I'd say.
I'm going to go 2-2. I think Roma will score first. Then it'll be 2-1 Liverpool for a little bit, and then Roma will tie it up at the very end.
So we all think Liverpool are going to meet Real Madrid in the final.
Yes.
You don't think Lightning is going to strike twice?
No.
Well, it's possible. I feel like if I'm a Liverpool supporter,
I think we're giving Roma too much respect.
I would be nervous because what they did against Barcelona is
But that was a one-time thing.
you never know, especially in the world of football. So
I don't know. The same thing. I don't see Lightning striking twice. It kind of did the next day after that game when Juve made that comeback against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like something was weird in the water that week.
so sure.
Yeah,
That's very true.
I don't. I think we're giving Roma too much respect.
Roma are a great team. I think they're a fantastic team. Definitely deserve to be in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Just I don't think they'll have enough to win by
push
3
through,
goals.
Yeah.
I would never count out a team that beat Barcelona.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair, and we'll see what happens. The game's in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it.
Of course.
Hopefully, the people listening or watching this, hope you guys enjoyed the match. And
We'll talk about it possibly on Sunday. We'll do our recap.
Probably be on Monday, but
Yeah.
And closer to the Champions League final, we'll have a preview of that.
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
So where can they find us, guys?
Well, I have Twitter at Matt
Insert Twitter handle here.
Matt Wozniak08. I also have a
handle there.
Twitch channel, twitch.tv.
Wow, you're really
It's
plugging
Woz.
yourself. Yeah.
But
If you enjoy gaming,
Yeah.
check them out.
exactly.
All of our links for all social media,
Yeah.
everything will be in the description. We'll be talking about that in the future for sure.
Yeah, this is probably on a new YouTube channel. I don't know the name just yet, but
Yeah.
we're figuring it out, and hopefully
You know what?
guys enjoyed this.
We will definitely be including whoever's watching and everything. We'll bring you along with what we're doing, how we're transforming, and how we're building this name. So, again, if you have any feedback or any comments or anything that you think we should be doing, make sure to let us know and make sure we can do the best for you guys, because you guys are ultimately the ones who matter, because you're the ones who are watching.
Yeah, you guys are very important.
Yeah.
and hopefully this is the beginning of something special.
Yeah, totally.
So thank you for everyone for watching this.
Yeah. This has been the first episode of the 90th minute. Thank you for watching, and that's been a week in the beautiful game.
Thank you guys.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
You can tell we're Canadian by saying thank you. Why are we saying thank you?